Welcome to the Q&A, where every story starts with your questions. We'll dig in and show you how we got the answers. Real questions, real answers, real perspective. Really. This is the Q&A.
Can you guess the price of this house in D.C.? The buyers paid nearly $200,000 over the asking price. So we sat down with Corey Burr, the realtor, to ask what makes this house worth it, and also what you need to know about home prices as Amazon moves into the area, further driving up the cost of housing. I'm talking to Corey Burr right now. Let's start with that house in AU Park. Is that typical of what's going on in the city and throughout the area?
So the market's doing great right now, even in the late part of the fall. So this was a property that came on the market for $1.25 million. It garnered 4 offers, and it was appreciated up $183,000.
Wow, that's AU Park. What about other neighborhoods in the city? Same thing?
So the great recovery that we're experiencing right now isn't uniform. There's some areas, not in the city, but a little bit further out, where the taste of new buyers isn't exactly what it used to be. For example, further out, larger parcels, larger houses just don't have the same desirability as they did 20, 30 years ago.
We were talking about over 100,000 new people in the city in the last 20 so years.
Yes.
They got to live somewhere, right?
That's right.
So we're all vying for the same little space.
Well, really starting with the Metro back in the 70s, it made the city much more livable. And young people want to be here because the cost of living is terrific. And there's so many great amenities in the D.C. area.
Absolutely right. What happens to the working lower income family? Where do they live? Where can they buy, if anywhere? Where can they rent?
Well, predominantly still in Northeast and Southeast and Silver Spring and towards Prince George's County. Mm-hmm. This is where the most affordability is in the region. But it's an ongoing problem for the city government because they've got to be able to carve out programs and areas where these hardworking folks can live in the city.
Mm-hmm. These people are being squeezed out, aren't they?
They are.
And we haven't even talked about the poor. The poor normally get what's left over, if anything. So where are they going? Even further out, well beyond the suburbs, that sort of thing?
Most likely, yes.
Being forced out of the city. Okay. Got to talk about the Amazon effect. That's what everybody's talking about. What have you seen? Give it to me the last year, the last 6 months.
So it's been a year since the program was announced in Arlington. And what we're seeing is investors sight unseen buying studio and 1-bedroom apartments. The appreciation in that area has been towards 40% in Arlington and Alexandria.
40%?
Yeah, in some neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And I think that this effect, they haven't even started building yet, and the people haven't started working. But this effect, I think, is going to stretch along the yellow and blue lines south towards Alexandria and into the city.
Wow. And 40% already. Who's going to occupy these houses? Who's going to move into these apartment units, these condos?
Well, a lot will be the Amazon workers who want to be close to their jobs.
And they'll be making 6 figures plus, right? That's what we're told, at least?
Yes.
Okay. What about the people not making that? The people that have to support the Amazon workers, the people that work at the grocery stores, the cops, the firefighters, those kind of people?
Well, again, we're getting to the metro effect, that they can be in that neighborhood within about 10 minutes if they're close to a metro stop along the blue and yellow lines.
This is like Manhattan. This is like San Francisco. We wanted all the good stuff, but Corey, we didn't want things to be this expensive, did we?
No, we certainly don't. But it's what happens. We're a world capital, and for many years we were a very inexpensive world capital. But now we're catching up, and it's really exciting. As a native Washingtonian, someone who's done real estate for 32 years, this is just every day, it's exciting to see what's going on in the region.
No longer a sleepy little southern town.
That's right.
Yeah. Corey, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Good stuff.
Thank you, Bruce.